Welcome to TechNation. Today, we're exploring the incredible world of brain chemistry, diving deep into the science behind the brain's chemical messengers, neurotransmitters. From the science of feeling happy, motivated, or even addicted, to understanding the crucial role these chemical messengers play in the nervous system, we've got you covered. So, get ready for a fascinating ride and be sure to stick around until the end, as we uncover some juicy secrets about neurotransmitters that you won't want to miss. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers in the brain that play a vital role in regulating many essential bodily functions. These chemical messengers are responsible for transmitting signals between neurons, allowing them to communicate and work together to perform complex processes. They are crucial for controlling behavior, mood, and even physical processes such as heart rate and digestion. Without neurotransmitters, the brain would not be able to function properly, resulting in a range of physical and mental health problems. Imbalances or deficiencies in neurotransmitters can lead to a variety of disorders, including depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease, and addiction. One of the most well-known neurotransmitters is dopamine, which is often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter. Dopamine plays a critical role in the brain's reward and pleasure center and is responsible for regulating feelings of happiness, motivation, and pleasure. Other neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and norepinephrine, also play significant roles in regulating mood and emotion. Neurotransmitters also have an essential role in regulating the autonomic nervous system, which controls many automatic functions of the body, such as heart rate, breathing, and digestion. For example, acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that regulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls functions such as digestion and heart rate. Synaptic transmission is the process by which neurons communicate with each other through the release and reception of neurotransmitters. This communication takes place across the synapse, the small gap between two neurons. When a neuron is activated, it sends an electrical signal, or action potential, down its axon. This signal triggers the release of neurotransmitters from the axon terminal, which diffuse across the synapse and bind to receptors on the receiving neuron. The binding of the neurotransmitter to the receptor causes a change in the receiving neuron's membrane potential, which can either excite or inhibit the neuron's firing. The role of receptors in neurotransmitter activity is crucial. Receptors are protein molecules located on the surface of the receiving neuron. They are specific to particular neurotransmitters and allow the receiving neuron to recognize and respond to the neurotransmitter released by the sending neuron. Once a neurotransmitter binds to its receptor, it can activate or inhibit the receiving neuron, leading to a change in its activity. However, neurotransmitter activity must be tightly regulated to maintain proper brain function. One way the brain regulates neurotransmitter activity is through reuptake. Reuptake is the process by which the sending neuron reabsorbs the neurotransmitter that it has released back into its own cytoplasm. This process ensures that neurotransmitter levels remain balanced and that the neurotransmitter does not overstimulate or inhibit the receiving neuron. If reuptake is not functioning correctly, it can lead to imbalances in neurotransmitter levels, which can result in various neurological and psychiatric disorders. For example, in depression, there is a decrease in the levels of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and norepinephrine, which are responsible for regulating mood. Antidepressant medications work by inhibiting the reuptake of these neurotransmitters, allowing them to remain in the synapse for a more extended period and increasing their activity in the brain. The nervous system is a complex network of nerves and cells that are responsible for controlling and coordinating various bodily functions. It is divided into two main parts: the central nervous system, CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, PNS. The CNS includes the brain and spinal cord, while the PNS consists of all the nerves that extend beyond the brain and spinal cord to the rest of the body. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that are involved in communication between nerve cells, neurons, in the nervous system. They are produced by neurons and released into the synaptic cleft, which is the small gap between neurons. When a neurotransmitter binds to a receptor on a neighboring neuron, it can cause a series of changes that ultimately result in the transmission of an electrical impulse, or action potential, to that neuron. Different types of neurotransmitters have different effects on the nervous system. Reuptake is the process by which neurotransmitters are taken back up into the neuron that released them, where they can be either broken down or repackaged for later use. Norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter that plays a role in regulating attention and motivation. Low levels of norepinephrine can lead to a lack of energy and motivation. Low levels of dopamine have been linked to feelings of hopelessness and despair. Anxiety is associated with imbalances in neurotransmitters such as serotonin, GABA, and norepinephrine. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter that helps regulate anxiety levels. Low levels of GABA have been linked to anxiety disorders such as panic attacks and social anxiety. Norepinephrine is also involved in the body's response to stress and can cause increased heart rate, rapid breathing, and sweating. Addiction is associated with the neurotransmitter dopamine. Drugs and alcohol can cause a surge in dopamine levels, leading to a sense of pleasure and reward. Over time, the brain becomes dependent on these substances to maintain normal dopamine levels, leading to addiction. Drugs and medication can also impact neurotransmitter levels. Antidepressants, for example, work by increasing serotonin levels in the brain. Benzodiazepines, used to treat anxiety, work by enhancing the effects of GABA. The potential for neurotransmitter-targeted treatments for mental health disorders is an area of ongoing research. Medications such as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, and serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, SNRIs, are commonly used to treat depression and anxiety by increasing levels of specific neurotransmitters in the brain. Other treatments, such as deep brain stimulation and transcranial magnetic stimulation, are being explored as potential options for treating mental health disorders by targeting specific areas of the brain and altering neurotransmitter activity. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of neurotransmitters. From their role in synaptic transmission to their impact on mental health disorders, these tiny chemical messengers play a big part in shaping our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Remember, a healthy balance of neurotransmitters is essential for overall well-being. So go out there and take care of your brain, because it's the only one you've got. Stay curious, stay tech savvy, and we'll see you in the next video.